started this company at 21 years old. I was finishing up college at Princeton and, had an acceptance over at Harvard Business School to go off and, do the whole thing, right? And go to grad school. And I was, standing with a couple of my friends and we said, hey, what if we started a company? And we sort of brainstormed and we thought about all the different problems that we had seen so far in our lives. Certainly myself as a politician. And one of the biggest challenges that I felt was that the intersection between the public sector and the private sector, right? So what the government was doing and how it impacts businesses in the world was incredibly broken. And you see this when Congress tries to pass a bill and people don't understand what that bill means, or a regulatory agency tries to pass some new rule and there's a lot of confusion from people about what that rule actually means for them, for their businesses or for themselves. And fundamentally, to me, it was an information problem. So we went out to Silicon Valley, we bootstrapped a couple $1,000s, and to be honest, we couldn't afford an apartment. And so we are living in a Motel 6 in Silicon Valley, trying to code this product up and call customers and build the business. And lo and behold, we got to this next stage where we built the search engine, where we were able to look up all the laws across the US in real time as they were changing. And we found a business model where people were willing to pay for that information. Everyone from companies to governments to nonprofits to small civic groups, and that was the start and the beginning of Fiscal Note. Our business really hasn't changed to this day. When we were actually thinking about raising capital, I was out in Silicon Valley talking to investors, and we had this great idea. I was getting traction, getting customers, and candidly, I was sitting back, in our Motel 6 room, and we were watching Shark Tank. And I turned to one of my co-founders and I said, wow, would it be cool if Mark Cuban invested in our company? So yeah, just go ahead and try it. So funnily enough, they went out to dinner, and I was sitting in my room just on my computer, and I went on Google and I looked up his email address. It was right on there, on the internet. Copied and pasted into my Gmail, and I literally wrote Mark Cuban an email. And I said, Mark, working on this idea. Here's our backgrounds. Here's how far we've come. 45 minutes later, he shoots back an email and he says, I'm interested. And so I call up my co-founder and say, get out of dinner, come back to the hotel room. We have to start answering these questions that Mark shoots over in a quick succession. And basically in a couple of days, Mark shoots an email and he says, I want to invest. Mark was the first check into our company here. I think that when Mark Cuban invested, we definitely felt like we needed to grow up as a business, right? I mean, at that point, you had barely a product that we had just, kind of built, over the last couple of months. We, were just starting to get customers and, but the traditional things of a business, right? Sales, marketing, HR, legal, accounting, all these different things. We didn't have any of that. And I think once you start taking investor capital, you have the sense of responsibility, of taking on partners, using capital in the right way, and really thinking about what the growth in the future trajectory of the business looks like. And so, as I mentioned, we were 21 years old at the time. I mean, we really needed to grow up very quickly to start building a company that we were all proud of and felt like could succeed for the future.